It's May 2017. What I want to talk to you about is I live in Stourbridge, a long way from the coast, which I think is very good. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch much television because the majority of the news is just, well, majority is fake. It's all made up. It's all crap. It is crap. You can only believe one thing, and the newspapers are full of crap. I've just come out of the one-stop shop, and they're full of absolute crap, because people will believe anything. My old man used to say, you can only believe one thing about the newspaper, and that's the day. On the front page it says the day and the date, and that's the only thing you can believe is true. The rest is all crap made up, you know. And what I'm going to talk about is YouTube. It's a good media. There is some crap on there, I will admit, there is some crap. And I found out about 3 years ago that I didn't find out till 3 years ago that Fukushima in Japan blew up in 2011, and nobody had told me. I hadn't been in the mainstream news or nothing. 3 nuclear power plants blew up, totally blew up, and the 4th one is on fire, and it's continually on fire. They can't stop the fire that's in number 4. Now, you know, this happened in 2011. We're in 2017. You know, it's a long time ago. It's 6 years, and in that 6 years, they admit now they've lost 6 ton of MOX, uranium. MOX is the most dangerous. It's like plutonium. Well, it is plutonium. They were using the reactors to make grade weapons, nuclear fuel, you know, nuclear weapons type fuel for bombs, so they could sell it, you know, and which they shouldn't have been doing. Anyway, they've lost 6 tons of this plutonium into the ground, and the one that's on fire is burning, and in order to keep it cool, they have to push on thousands of tons, well, hundreds of tons of water per day. 300 tons they reckon, but some reckon it could be 6, it could be 1,000 tons a day, you know, because they never tell the truth. They always tell lies. And what I'm saying to you is that I would avoid at all cost, never, you see, the mainstream media will not tell you, don't visit, you know, the west coast of America, you know, like San Francisco, all down that coastline. Should never go near it anymore, because it's got fallout from Japan, and they're not telling you, the media is not telling anyone. And this is, well, you look on YouTube yourself, you'll see it on YouTube. It's there in front of you, and yet the mainstream media is not saying nothing much about it. You know, because they don't want you to know. Because this, what's happened in Japan, you know, it's like if you go and start swimming in the Pacific, or you go on holiday to Japan, chances are you'll pick up radiation, because Fukushima is only 200 miles from Tokyo. Tokyo is highly contaminated with nuclear fallout. Some of these Japanese people live with the fallout. You know, like the Second World War. Uh, they stopped the Japanese. They dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, didn't they? They stopped them. They've lived with nuclear weapons. They've lived with nuclear fallout. However, we haven't. Well, we've had some bad ones happen, but they've never told you. Like Windscale blew up, you know. You know, in the 60s, that blew up. 60s or 70s, that blew up. You know, there was a fire there, bad fire, and but they covered it up. I mean, say there's one in Norway at the moment. They reckon it's in meltdown. But mainstream news is covering all these facts up. You know, uh, you know, like Chernobyl was covered up for a while, and then they brought it out. Like, I mean, say, like I've had cancer twice of the lymph glands. Okay, so I smoke, but it's nothing to do with smoking. It's to do with radiation. That's to do with radiation. You know, and the products in radiation, like cesium-137, is it's the thyroid. You know, my thyroid glands. It was nothing to do with smoking. Smoking's just an excuse. You know, even when I was on my treatment in Christie's all them years ago, near on 30 years ago, and it was bad then. No, the doctor, even the specialist, he said it's nothing to do with smoking. He said it's to do with the nuclear, you know, radiation it's to do with. It's nothing else. It's nothing to do with smoking. There's different kinds of cancers, like, you know, but majority, like what my cancer was, it wasn't to do with smoking. It was to do with the products from nuclear waste, you know. So what I'm trying to say to you, look on YouTube, watch YouTube, see the updates for Fukushima. Look at Fukushima, say, a week ago or a month ago, April, you know. Look at Fukushima, and Fukushima, it will tell you all about what's happening. And you can't go wrong with, you know, you need to look. You won't get any media coverage in the newspapers. They cover everything up. Everything's covered up in the newspapers. They're not bothered about the public. I mean, say like, if they told you about the fact that shouldn't visit San Francisco, shouldn't go on holidays down you know, the west coast of America. The majority of America has got high concentration of fallout from Japan, because it washes up on the shores. Now, we're talking plutonium. It's not just ordinary nuclear, you know, waste. It's plutonium, the most deadly, you know. And no, you should look on YouTube. When you're going on holiday, look on YouTube. You know, there's parts of Washington now there's a nuclear plant in Washington, and that's, well, they say it's bad. That could be as bad as bloody what's the name. But they don't tell you. They cover everything up. The mainstream cover everything up. You should watch these things. You should take more note. It's your life you think you should be considering, and your children's life. And cesium-137 hits thyroid glands, and it hits women more than men. It can, and children, women, children, and men, not so much men. Later in life it gets men, like, you know. But the thyroid gland, women have more problems with the thyroid gland, you know, and it easily pick up this cesium-137. And, you know, it's been in the Pacific, it's, you know, but I'm looking like me, you know, they say majority of life in the seas could be extinct within 20 years. Extinct. There's mass die-off of fish in the Pacific. Tuna and things like that. Well, they migrate, tuna do. And you see, what you should look at is, you know, I say, you know, massive for the human beings, you know, I think, well, some people say, some scientists say 20 years and all life will be extinct, you see, because this is happening in Fukushima in Japan. However, it's going into all the seas. When the the Pacific Ocean is full, it'll come into the Atlantic Ocean, and then you know, it'll go out everywhere, you know, and it'll start to pick up. When you get a higher concentration in America, it'll start to come over this way, you know, and so because it's like we're miles away from that land, it eventually will come here because such a high dosage will be on the west coast of America and the east coast. It'll go all the way to the east coast of America. I mean, say like Washington, there's a nuclear power station in Washington, near Washington. It's only a couple hundred miles from Washington, and some scientists are saying that they should abandon Washington because of the fallout from this power station, a nuclear power station. It's gone past its sell-by date, and they've been using it and using it and using it, you know, because they don't think of people's lives. All they think about is profit. So look at YouTube. If you're going on holiday to America, think twice about not going, because it's not worth the trouble of getting cancer, because that's all you'll get going to America, cancer. You might come out back okay, and then a few months later, bang, and you've got your wife's down with you know, thyroid cancer, and your kids have got thyroid cancer, and chances are your kids will die. You know, no, it's not worth the chance. You know, stay away from the seaside. Stay away from the seaside. That's what I say. And I have net fish. I have net fish since I watched that, what's the name? Because fish migrate and they go from one ocean to the other. So it's not worth it's not worth taking the chance. I don't eat fish anymore. I won't eat fish. All I have is a scallop and a sausage. No, I don't eat fish anymore. I've stopped eating it because it's not worth the risk. And as for going to the seaside, no, I wouldn't go to the seaside ever again, because you just don't know how far it's come, because you just don't know. You can't see it. A nuclear waste, is invisible. You know, they reckon to stay out of when it's raining, don't go out, because what's in the air drops in the rain. You know, but that's what they say. Anyway, I've got nothing more to say. I just wanted to inform you that YouTube is. There are some stupid folk. There is some stupid people on there. Like the Flat Earth Society. Well, it could be flat for all I know. I don't know. But it's not flat. No, I'm just saying to you, there are some dafties on there, and I know I put some crap on, but some people can't get out, and I suppose it's always good to see you around, isn't it? And I show you around, don't I? Anyway, look, if you can, pass it on. Watch YouTube yourself and pass it on to your friends and relatives. Keep them safe, that's the main thing. And I hope we all live a happy and long life. But actually, mind you, see, I've had a good life. I'm 71, so I can't complain. If I died like in 10 years' time, it wouldn't bother me, would it? I've had a good life. But it's the younger people, the younger generation. Stay away from the seaside, stay away from America, stay away from Japan, and stay away from the Pacific Ocean. Stay away from the southern part of the ocean. And also, don't visit the likes of Australia. Australia is doomed. And New Zealand, they're all doomed. And if you watch YouTube, you'll see, And, when will life end? Well, Japan has helped it come closer to extinction. Anyway, I'll end it there. Anyway, if I can turn the damn thing off.